This is something I covered in the past. I want to go into a little bit more detail about the bloodline, the ruling elite, and everybody that you see here in this one collage. All these individuals, of course, they're part of that bloodline. One individual you see here, Vlad the Impaler, aka Dracula, that's the topic. And just take a look here when it comes to Vlad the Impaler himself, the Order of the Dragon. Vlad, or Dracula, was born in 1431 in Transylvania into a noble family. His father was called Dracula, meaning dragon or devil in Romanian, because he belonged to the Order of the Dragon. Dracula means son of Draco in Romanian. Therefore, young Vlad was son of the dragon or son of the devil. And that gets into this Bible verse. Of course, Revelation 12:9, and the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceives the whole world. So it's not hard to see what's happening specifically on the world stage with all these individuals. And of course, the dragon and the Order of the Dragon. Again, the bloodline. And as I've stated many times in the past, I always give us the truth in plain sight. Nothing's hidden in this world. Take a listen to Prince Charles from about a decade ago during this interview in Romania, talking about Vlad the Impaler, Dracula.
And His Royal Highness Prince Charles, who can trace his ancestry back to Romania's dark and distant past.
The genealogy shows that I'm descended from Vlad the Impaler, you see. So I do have a bit of a stake in the country.
Prince Charles actually owns a house in Transylvania, and he appears in a video used by Romanian authorities to promote the country. The Prince of Wales is certainly not ashamed of his heritage and Romanian roots. He states, "Transylvania has so much to teach us. It's the last corner of Europe where we see true sustainability."
And taking a look at Vlad the Impaler, aka Dracula himself, and a huge aspect right in plain sight is that star symbolism. And of course, in the biblical reference, Revelation 12:3-9, where it mentions a third or 33% of the fallen angel bloodline, basically the stars thrown to earth, Lucifer and his angels. So again, this is a huge aspect, that star in plain sight. And we know, of course, of Prince Charles. Just look at the two. With Vlad the Impaler and Prince Charles, you can clearly see how they're related. Just take a look at the nose itself. But definitely, this is the bloodline. It's all in plain sight. Look at all these images side by side. And you could definitely see that these two are in the bloodline, no doubt whatsoever. Now, getting back to the star itself, of course, like I said, the third or 33% thrown from heaven. And this is why that star symbolism is so huge. Just like you see here with Queen Elizabeth, Queen 33. As you can see here, Queen Elizabeth, and make no mistake about it, this is by design to get that 33 with Chaldean. And a very important aspect about Chaldean, Elizabeth, again, being 33 numerology, and the third or 33% of the fallen stars or angels. Of course, stars and angels are interchangeable. And that gets back to numerology and the Chaldean numerology, of course, which relates, of course, to Babylon and Chaldea itself. And the first astronomers, of course, the Chaldeans, with Chaldean astronomy. And, of course, astro means star. The Chaldeans were famous for their knowledge of astronomy. So the connection is very clear and very easy to make, with Elizabeth once again being 33, regarding the third or 33% of the fallen angels or stars. And like I show, the Chaldeans. So everything's connected here, 100%. And obviously, getting back to the square and compass with Queen Elizabeth and her aide, as I showed in my video with Polaris is Lucifer, you have the square and the compass. At the apex of the square and compass is the pole star. They put their signs and symbols in plain sight as always, and they're highlighting Polaris, the North Star, in plain sight. So we see it prevalent in society, the star symbolism in plain sight over Washington, D.C., as you see here, the upside down pentagram. And of course, in Hollywood, all about magic. And the stars represent, obviously, on the Walk of Fame, on the ground itself, represents the stars that fell from heaven. So the connection is very easy to make when it comes to astrology, the stars, witchcraft, and Satanism. It's all intertwined. So it's very important to understand, basically, the watchers, from this 1983 TV series called V for Visitors. And these are not distant suns. These are spirits in the sky. Makes no mistake about it. And again, the star symbolism in plain sight with the astro dome. And of course, the star dome when it comes to the word astro. They put the truth in plain sight. And of course, here's Polaris itself. Here's the inside of the astrodome, or again, star dome. And you have the rainbow seats below the dome. And that gets into the Winter Olympics from a few years back. And just take a look at what you see here during this presentation for all to see throughout the world. The Star Dome, the Astrodome, all in plain sight. And again, the importance of the stars. They are definitely not what we're told. They are, again, spirits in the sky. And that gets back to Prince Charles and his mom, of course, being Queen Elizabeth, as you see here. And obviously, like I stated, this is the bloodline. And again, like I showed earlier, with the Order of the Dragon, it's going to be crystal clear. Here's some stamps of Queen Elizabeth going back in the past and the dragon symbolism, telling you basically who they are in plain sight for all to see.